Hello, everybody. We just recorded for 25 minutes before we realized that we had the wrong microphone picking up our audio. So we're not doing so great right now.
I'm having a blast. I'm having a great time. This is just the cap log of my fucking week.
All right. I think you're stupid, and I think it's the best book I've ever written.
I'm gonna hate you if you actually believe that.
Welcome, everybody, to Loud Library. I am Jacob.
I'm Dantes.
And this is our video for the end of the year book tag.
Yeah.
We have 21 questions to go over. We have answers prepared, and we're going to just jump right into it because this is our second take.
Stop it.
So, most disappointing book this year that you read this year.
So, most disappointing book is something I was expecting to be good and was equally not impressed by it. Darker Shades of Magic by V.E. Schwab. It's the first book of the Shades of Magic series, or whatever the stupid book series is called. Did not enjoy it, man. I thought, even with me adjusting my expectations to be for a YA story, it wasn't for me. I felt like it was just too, like it wasn't. The characters are kind of like whatever, the story was whatever, and I'm not continuing on with the series. I actually continued on with another series, the Gale Song series, that I also kind of felt similar to, but I'm actually enjoying that one now as the third book. But yeah, Darker Shades of Magic, V. Schwab, did not enjoy. And also Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. The movie is so beloved. The series has like so many books in it, and I thought I was going to enjoy that one a lot more.
Yeah,
it was
me
just, too. It was fine. Not that it was a particularly bad book. Again, both
those books I think you gave like 3s or something.
Yeah, 2 something and 3, but like it was just fine for me. I thought it was going to be much more than what I got.
I agree with that one.
And your books?
So I have Adulthood Rights, which is the second book of the Xenogenesis trilogy by Octavia E. Butler. We read this with a small group earlier this year, and I actually really liked the first one. And then I don't think did we ever end up talking about the second one?
No.
I don't think we did.
No, our friend got hospitalized.
Yeah.
She did get hospitalized, but she did not like that book, and it was just not a time for her.
Yeah, so the first book I actually enjoyed a bit, but then the second one just really took a turn downhill that I didn't enjoy. The second one I have is A Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. This one I have here because I really didn't like this book, and it is just so glazed on BookTube and the internet. And the first book is like, I've gone on record saying I think it has no merit.
Oh, Jesus!
It is super derivative. It is boring, and it is like very clunkily written, and I just did not like it.
I thought it was fine. A lot
of people do.
Yeah, I don't think it did anything great, but I don't think it did anything terrible either.
Dumb people think it's fine. Then I have Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. This one is here because I actually really like this, but I thought Crime and Punishment was going to be a slam dunk, like automatic, like easy 5-star read for my taste, and it wasn't for me.
Jeez.
So even though I think it's a good book, I have it here. And then I have Iron Widow by Jiran J. Zhao.
Okay.
And so this one is here because it had a lot of stuff that I found super interesting. It had
I actually wanted to read that one.
It's a mecha book where they have like giant robots and stuff. Which
I didn't know that.
Is something I love. I love Gundam. I love growing up, I freaking loved Power Rangers.
And you didn't enjoy it?
I love the giant robot stuff. It's a retelling of the story of the first female Chinese emperor.
Oh, the Empress.
Empress, yeah. And yeah, I didn't like it. I felt it was patronizing. It was inconsistent, and it was super disappointing.
Oh no.
And so that is my biggest disappointment of the year.
Jeez.
So then, next question is, what was an underdog book that you read this year?
An underdog book that I read this year, I take this to be a book that is not known or has very few ratings. So I think a lot of people chose this one. I chose Discovery by J.A.J. Minton. Again, this is an indie release book, debut book, and it reads kind of like World War Z by Max Brooks with a cosmic horror sense from H.P. Lovecraft. And it was a lot better than I expected. Even though I'm very good friends with them, I wasn't expecting much. I was trying to temper my expectations, and it really blew it out. The way it reads not like a debut book for people. I know they were coached up by a lot of people, but I liked it a lot. So, how about you?
Cool. Yeah, I'll save that one for later. So I'm just going to go with Radiance by Catherine and Valenti.
Ooh, nice.
So this was an author that I had never heard of before, with a book I never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the cover and the blurb one day. I think I was just like looking around Goodreads or something like that.
They made it to your top 10 list. Jeez.
Yes, and it is one of my favorite sci-fi books I've read.
Wow.
So it was a huge surprise for me, and I absolutely loved it.
I'm going to scooch over just to be with you a little bit closer.
Oh, sorry.
That's me.
So then, what was an overhyped book for you?
Oh my god, I have so many of
Or
these.
series.
So Overhyped Book. I have 3 right now. So Overhyped Book for me is, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble for this, but Crooked Kingdom, the second book of the Six of Crows duology by Lee Bardugo. I enjoyed Six of Crows fine. It was good. Obviously, it's not my taste, but it was a good story for where it was. Crooked Kingdom was a meeting that could have been an email.
Yep.
It went way too long. It's fatter than the first book, where more stuff happened in the first book, but this was fatter than the first book. And it introduced a lot of character backstories and flashbacks to try to explain these characters that we already had formed opinions about. We already had an entire book and enough context clues to actually formulate your opinions about. And I was just bored throughout all of it. And again, it didn't. The little twist at the end of Six of Crows did not have to spawn this fucking monstrosity that happened afterwards. Jesus Christ, I was bored by it the entire time. Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, super overhyped. Super overhyped. So many people glazed it. I did not enjoy it at all.
I feel like we were on different sides of the internet, because I felt like I saw people talking about how they didn't like it.
There's so many people that like Preacher, Alistair loved it. Like all these people, there's a lot of people that love R.F. Kuang and love her books, and they were when they read this, they instant 5 stars, whatever. Mm-hmm. For me, no way in hell, man. It was bad setting, like bad storytelling. First of all, the stupid romance tropes that were in there, like miscommunication, garbage.
Yep.
The characters themselves and their motivations, garbage. The fact that the flashbacks introduced aspects that then changed how the characters functioned in the story, in the present tense or present timeline story, was like mind blowing. The setting was garbage. It could have taken place in the middle of a butcher shop in Kansas or a slaughterhouse in Kansas, and it would have been the same fucking story. It was, and the magic system, terrible. Like, what point did the magic system have in this story? It was, I did not like this book at all. It was really bad. And then the last one I have, and I think people are going to be upset about this, or like I think more people are kind of like in the middle about this, but a lot of people went in hoping for a lot, and I don't understand it, because the first book I thought was fine. The first book, I think it was just very standard, and it was like, it kind of matched a lot of other stories I'd ever read, except for the ending being like having that twist. But Strength of the Few by James Allington, I thought this book had a lot of ambition. I really liked it for that, and try to like break down or unwrap this mystery, like kept me engaged enough. But the characters took a back seat. The side characters took a back seat. The structure of the book just really did not help the storytelling and the prose. This is something I tacked on afterwards, because people gave me good evidence or examples throughout the book, but the prose took a step back or a step downward from the first book for me. So those are my 3. What are your overhyped books?
So I also have The Strength of the Few, but I won't go into it because I agree with pretty much everything that you just said about it. But then I have... I
still gave Strength of the Few like the same score pretty much as Willie the Money for me.
I'll order this in what will get me the least in trouble to probably the most in trouble.
Okay.
And so the first one is The Devils by Joe Abercrombie.
Jesus Christ, okay.
So this book was a train wreck.
No.
Is how I would put it.
No, it was fun. It felt like an 80s like 18 popcorn movie.
No, it felt like a Marvel movie, but one of the really bad ones. Like it felt like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. In terms of like the humor and the structure and the characters and kind of everything.
Oh
the book felt super juvenile compared to Abercrombie's other work. And I did not like. I don't think I can name a thing about it that I liked.
Oh no.
Then I have A Song for Our Bone by Guy Gavriel Kay.
That's a good
and
one.
So this book, A Song for Our Bone, I actually enjoyed, but I didn't love it. And I just have it here because of, I feel like everybody glazes GGK.
It's so good,
so much.
man. Like he's such a good storytelling.
I can see what people like, but it is just not for me. Because this was the same
Garbage
thing I had
tits,
with
man.
Alliance Robbers On, which I actually like Alliance more than I like Song for Our Bone.
Okay.
But Alliance is still like, people are like, this is a masterpiece, and it is just not that.
No, you're wrong.
It's not.
You're completely wrong. I love that book.
Then I think what will upset up most people is I think Sun Eater is super overhyped.
Yeesh.
So
Is this where we're gonna go into Sun Eater now?
we'll see.
Okay.
I read Empire of Silence and Howling Dark, and I thought both of them were fine.
Yeah, I agree.
But they're still super overhyped. I think most people agree that Empire of Silence is just fine.
Yeah.
I think people love Howling Dark, and I do not get it.
I am the same.
Howling Dark has a good ending. I feel like it's like the same thing as The Will and Many, and I think people put that ending way too give the ending way too much weight when thinking about the book.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the book is slow and boring.
I would say 50 to 60% of the book is boring,
yeah.
and then the last 40% is where
I would
things
give it
pick up.
more than that. I would say like the last 10% is where things pick up.
Yeesh.
In the second half, there's I want to say like 4 or 5 chapters. I might be exaggerating, but I want to say there's like 4 or 5 chapters where it's just Hadrian is literally waiting in a waiting room.
Yep.
That's
around the time that I started.
That's after the 50% mark, I think.
Yeah, so that's why I said 60.
But yeah, and then Demon in White is the second ever book I ever intentionally DNF'd. And that was because
a lot of people like that one.
I know, but so much of the series just doesn't work for me and how I feel in my taste. Like, I think that the time jumps, I think, create too much distance between the reader and the character and stuff like that. So it was kind of small things that kept building up to the point where there's a point in Demon in White where this big reveal happens, and it's supposed to be this really emotional moment for Hadrian. And I got there, and I was like, I don't feel anything, and so I closed the book and I didn't open it again. Just because that moment was the moment where I was like, okay, I didn't love the first one, I didn't love the second one, I'm not loving this one. This isn't going to get any better for me.
No.
So I closed it, and I haven't looked back, and now I argue with people on the internet about how Sun Eater's bad, even though I don't really think it's that bad.
I mean, I'd say Demon in White is definitely... I like Demon in White. But the first 2 books, I'm kind of with you that it was just like, they're fine. There's anything crazy about either of them, except for like the last, 30% of the second book.
All right.
Jesus, okay.
So then we have a book that surprised you.
Ooh, okay. So this is like, I just had no expectations going in, or very low expectations, and it just fucking blew me out of the water.
I guess.
So the first one for me is Stephen King's 11/22/63. I am a child of the 90s, so I grew up with a lot of bad Stephen King movies and TV miniseries and all that stuff. And the fact that he pushes out so many books, I just thought that his writing was not going to be for me. Boy, was I wrong. Like that 11/22/63 was properly hyped for me. Like, they told me about it, and I just kept on pushing it down because I didn't think it was going to be as good as everyone says. It was so damn good. His writing is not only like, it's not simple, but it's effective. It's very, very good, very direct, and it elicits like very visceral emotions from you. I've read 2 other books from Stephen King now, and those 2 books have been gut punches to me as I read them. And 11/22/63 was my first one, and surprised the shit out of me. The next one that I have is Confessions by Kana Aminato. This is a book that was recommended to me by Books, Beverages, and Besties. Check them out.
We say their name now.
Yeah, they were reading it, and they told me to read it, and I blown out of the water. It was such a short book, maybe like 200 something pages, and from the first chapter I was in it. It was just like, I was horrified, I was intrigued, I wanted to know what the hell was going on, and such a good book. I highly recommend it to everyone that I have recommended it to have rated it at least a 4-star or above, except that one person. I'm looking at you. And then the next book I read was Radium Girls by Kate Moore. Man, this is a book that Michael Kist recommended in one of his books, and it is a nonfiction book about these girls that worked in watch factories that painted on radium to make it a glow in the dark watch, and they would use a lip dip paint technique, and hearing these girls dipping into radium and licking, and like you're just horrified about the entire thing. I was expecting just a standard nonfiction book, or history book that I was gonna read, and man, I was horrified. It was great storytelling. You felt connected to these girls. You felt horrified. You felt terrible for these girls as they struggled through so much, and they underwent so much with this shit, and the very devious tactics that these fucking companies took to keep them like working and such, and to not pay them out anything. And man, it was such a good book. I highly recommend, if you're getting into any history or nonfiction, I highly recommend you start with that one because it was such a good book. And I have Lonesome Dove. I had
surprise.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, our friend Kendall recommended it to me, but as a Western book, I wasn't really like thinking that it was going to be such a great book that I was going to enjoy or really vibe with. And it's a thick book. Again, same thing with 11/22/63. A lot of people really hyped it up for me, but I just thought I wasn't going to connect with it. So I kind of like tempered my reaction or emotions for it, or expectations for it, and it blew me out of the water. I love that book so damn much. It is one of my top books, and I recommend it. I know Talking Story John is reading it currently, and he's having a roller coaster of emotions with it right now. And it's read Lonesome Dove. I'm going to be getting into the other books in the series soon, and two more I have. Sorry, I'm taking so much time, but Blackfire Blade by James Logan, the second book of the Last Legacy series. I liked the first book. It was good. I enjoyed it. 4 stars. I had some issues with some of the things. I didn't really have issues with it, but I just wasn't wowed by the book. The second book was such a step up. Such a step up. It really blew me out of the water. I highly enjoyed that book. And it was, oh my God. Everything that I kind of was like fine with in the first book, he fixed all of it. And I loved the characters, the setting, the story. Everything was just great for me. I loved it. And the last one is The Star Is My Destination. It was a book that I just, Sherilyn talked about it as one of her books that she really treasures and loves and everything. And it was just one of those books, I heard about it and I heard her passion behind reading it. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll read it. I don't think I even told her that I was reading it, and I picked it up. Man, it was like, I wanted to get into more classic sci-fi because, and I have a couple more books by Alfred Bester that I want to pick up because of that book. It's pretty much Count of Monte Cristo in space, and it was really, really good. I highly enjoyed it. I didn't rate it as high as her, but again, I did not think that I was going to enjoy the book as much as I did, and good book. Sorry, I went on for a bit. What books surprised you, though?
Yeah, so I have The Heroes and Red Country by Joe Abercrombie. So I have
surprise.
these here. Yeah, I have these here because I really, really liked The Heroes in Red Country, and the other books that I'd read before that, the First Law trilogy, I think I was okay. Okay to good.
They're great books.
And then Best Served Cold, I felt like I really didn't like. But then The Heroes in Red Country, I loved.
Jeez, okay.
So I have those as something that surprised me. Then I have, I read 2 Emily Henry books this year.
Oh, okay.
And they were Book Lovers and Funny Story.
Okay.
And those were both really good. And those surprised me because I wasn't expecting to like the genre so much and that style of writing so much, but I really did and really clicked with me, and I liked it a lot.
Nice.
And then I have a book we read together, The Golem of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a super standout book by any means, but it was a book that we had never heard of before, from an author we had never heard of before. That we both ended up really liking.
By Adam Manbach, right?
Something like that.
Something, yeah.
Okay. Next question is...
I enjoyed it too.
Favorite book couple.
Ooh.
I had trouble answering this one.
I did too, but like I found a few that I enjoyed in this. So, I mean, let's get into it. The first one I thought of was I read Maladan for the first time this year, and meeting Bug and Tehol, which is the main Bug and Tehol in the 5th book. Those two together, I've never laughed so hard. They're not an actual couple, but they're like imagine R2D2 and C3PO kind of getting together.
Okay.
They made me laugh so hard, and it's just so delicious reading those guys. Every time they were on page, I just brought an instant smile to my face. The next couple that I had, and this is kind of cheating because I think I read most of the books in the last year in 2024, but the last few books, or I read the last book that came out this year, and it's Carl and Donut from Dungeon Crawler Carl.
I don't think you understood what couple means.
Hold your horses, because I have the last one I hear. It's a couple, but these two are a couple that are together. They're friends, all right. That's a relationship that's happening right there. Carl and Donut. If you can't tell me that these two together do not belong together, and they are so good. I've never laughed harder than hearing Donut losing her shit on Carl, and especially in the 7th book, there's a lot of independent things that Donut strives for that Carl doesn't want to let go of and put his entire faith in other people. He has a hard time doing that, and this last book was really good. I love Carl and Donut from Dungeon Crawler Carl, so good. And then the last one, which is actual a couple in the fucking they're together and everything, is Durful and Kynwyn from the Warlord Chronicles. Those two were so.
Is this a spoiler?
I don't care. It's an Arthurian legend. I don't care. Durful and Kynwyn from the Warlord Chronicles. Those two together were made for each other. Those I loved, and the love that they have for each other was so damn good. I guess I could go with Viga and other people in that story and what's the brother's name, but no. Durful and Kynwyn, their love for each other and the love for their kids really just resonated. It made me want to hold them, and all the tragedy that they kind of went through and the story that the entire time I was just I want good things to happen for them. And yeah, I love them. So
all right.
What are your favorite couples?
So this was a really hard one for me just because I feel like I didn't read that many books that had couples in them this year.
You just hate couples. You hate happiness.
No, I think it didn't really happen that way. At least not any that were super memorable. I have, even though it was a reread, I have Maya and Karedin from the Goblin Emperor.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good one to have.
I really like. I think you don't see a ton of their relationship, but I like it a lot. One of my favorite moments from the book is after the kidnapping plot is resolved. Mm-hmm. Karedin, who is this nice proper girl, storms into his room with a sword and is "Who tried to hurt you? I will murder them."
Yeah. She's a bad bitch. She's good. She's good.
And then I have Kathy and Tommy from Never Let Me Go. My Kazuo Ishiguro.
No.
I really enjoyed their relationship in the latter half of that book.
Yeah.
I thought it was very touching and sweet.
No. Yeah, I guess, but no.
No, I thought it was good, but again, I had trouble answering this. I was kind of just trying to think of what couples do I remember from the books that I've read, and that was just one of them that just immediately came to mind.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, all right, do you want to take over the questions from here?
Yeah, I'll do 6 to 10. So the next 5 questions. What are some of your favorite main characters?
Okay.
Yes.
I have quite a few for this.
Okay.
I have Tahanu from Tahanu.
Oh, yes!
Tahanu, if you don't know,
so good.
Is from, I think she's introduced in the fourth
book, yeah.
Wizard of Earthsea book. And she is this child who is abandoned as a baby. Mm-hmm. And she's abandoned next to a fire. So she grows up with burns, and she has this very scratchy voice because of it and stuff. And the audiobook, the narrator from who I think is Chris Rukin, who I think also does the Sun Eater books.
Yeah?
I think I want to say that, but I don't remember for sure. I know he does some of the Earthsea books. Sam Rukin.
Yes.
Sorry. I know he does some of them, but I don't know if he did Tahanu. But whoever the narrator was for Tahanu, the way they do her voice, I just thought was so sweet and good.
Yeah.
I have, again, it was a reread, but I have Maya from Goblin Emperor, obligatory.
You're going to have to.
And then, so books, I read Tahanu this year, but then more books that I did read this year, I have Thara Kellohar.
Yes.
From the spin-offs of Goblin Emperor.
Yes.
I have one you might disagree with. I have Siona from Blood Over Brighthaven.
Oh, I mean, yeah. She's not mine.
I found her fascinating, and I really liked the kind of arc she goes on in that book and stuff. Okay. And then one I know you're absolutely going to disagree with. I have Fitz Chivalry Farseer.
I don't have a problem with Fitz, man. I like Fitz. Fitz, I think
Fitz is the greatest character in fantasy literature.
No, definitely not.
Yes.
Definitely not, but
No, you're wrong.
I don't have a problem with Fitz. I have a problem with Rob's storytelling.
I don't care. We're talking about Fitz right now. I'm stating an objective fact here in that he is the greatest main character of any fantasy book.
Okay, sure, you're wrong, but...
Thank you. All right, we can move on.
Fitz
Next
is
question.
fine. No, I'm going to say my fucking favorite characters right now. A lot of the ones that you said, minus that last one. Also, I would like to include
You
mine.
just said you liked him.
He's good, but he's not my favorite. He's not my favorite.
He should be.
No, will. So, favorite main characters, I'll have to say Whiskey Jack. I loved. Oh my god, there's so many Malazan favorite characters. Like, oh my god. Kruppa is great. Pust is great. What was her? Tattersail, when she was in the books, fucking great. Oh my god, there's so many.
These are all main characters?
Yes, in Malazan.
All right.
There are a lot of. Oh, Tavore. Oh, she's so good. Fiddler. These are all Malazan characters. And like when you start getting into Malazan, you'll understand why. Other main characters, I obviously I love Gus from Lonesome Dove. What's another main character that I like? Oh, I love Durful in Warlord Chronicles. I loved man, I'm just blanking on. This is the only one I didn't answer. I wanted to just like start riffing and started saying a bunch of different main characters.
What the fuck?
I know. This is just like I'm gonna have so many that I'm just gonna be able to go off of and do it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say all the Malazan characters that I just mentioned are definitely the ones that I like to that were favorites for me. They just, and then obviously a lot of the ones that you mentioned, Maya, Te'anu, they were so good. I really love the Malazan world, and a lot of those characters are just excellent. Okay, I guess next question is, what is a new favorite author that you have?
Yeah, so I have Catherine M. Valenti, who wrote
Nice,
Radiance.
very good.
Again, I've only read, this was a little hard for me, so I've only read one of her books. So this could change for me, but I really loved the one I read, Radiance. It became one of my favorite sci-fi books I've ever read. Then I have Kurt Vonnegut, who is a very well-known author, but I read him for the first time this year.
Yep.
I really loved Slaughterhouse-Five. Again, only read one book, but it's one that I really enjoyed. That also made it into my top 10 books. And then, this might be recency bias, but I do have Joe Walton, who
Nice.
who wrote The Just City.
Yeah.
Just because I did really enjoy that book. The way it ended, I'm so eager to read on.
Okay,
and
wow.
I hope the books continue to... I hope they get even better.
Yes.
Which I think they will be with how the Just City ended, but yeah. So those are books.
Hopefully it's not one of the many.
I've only read one. It's so true. I've only read one book by those authors, but I really enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, I think for mine, I have 4 right here. And actually, only one of them I've only read one book from. So, the one I've read is Rebecca. So, it is Daphne du Maurier.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely loved Rebecca. And I recommend that anyone interested in reading classics, anyone interested in reading any fiction, just read that one. It was so good. It's such good character work, such good atmosphere, such a good like mystery that you're trying to unravel. I highly recommend Daphne du Maurier, and I have several other books of hers that I'm going to try to get into, hopefully this year. These other authors, I've read several of their books, so I really enjoy them, and I hope to continue reading more of their backlog. So, Bernard Cornwell for the Warlord Chronicles. I've already finished the Warlord Chronicles, but I want to get into like his Sharp stories.
Okay.
I really loved his style of writing and how he describes his battles. Really great. And his character work, super great. Stephen Graham Jones, I've read 2 of his novels and now a short story of his. I want to continue reading more Stephen Graham Jones into the new year. And I have 2 more that I have at home that I'm going to enjoy. So I was not expecting to get into horror and like it as much as I do. And I highly recommend just, if you want to get into horror, start with that, with Stephen Graham Jones. My favorite is Teenage Slasher. And the last one is King.
Favorite so far.
Yeah. King. Stephen King. Again, child of the 90s, a lot of bad books, or a lot of bad movies, and he writes a lot of books. I did not expect to like him as much as I do. And I've read 3 of his books now. I'm going to continue reading more of his books. I'm hoping to get into The Shining and The Stand next. I really like his writing, and it works for me.
Awesome.
So great.
Awesome.
The next question is an author that did not work out for you.
So I think I have 2 that I think we're going to agree with.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the one that I think is just me first.
Okay.
That's Ryan Kyle. Talked about A Blood and Fire earlier. I don't think that it was well written.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
To the point where it actively like made me not want to read more. Listen, we spoke with him over Discord in the Tudor Ramble server.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Very nice.
He's a very nice, very great guy.
I like his book.
He's just an author that didn't work out for me this year.
You have terrible taste.
Then the 2 I think you're going to agree with is R.F. Kuang.
Well, I already knew I didn't like RF Kwong, so
That's fair.
yes.
But so RF Pong, this all still didn't work out for you. But yeah, RF Pong I actually liked to was middling on some of the other books
was forced
by
to
hers
read
I
the
read.
books.
And then, Catabasis was really bad, which was read this year. And
I
then
read Popular before, and I didn't like it, and I wasn't planning on reading anymore. And then you forced me to read Catabasis, and so I.
And then I have Milo Winter slash Audra Winter.
No,
I'm not sure what to call him because I believe online it's still under Audra Winter when I look it up. But I know that they've transitioned. He is now Milo Winter.
Yes.
And I know. This is a book we knew was bad going into it.
I want to
but
read
I'm still
more.
Putting this under an honor that did not work out.
He is falling under the same category as Terry Goodkind for me, where I want to see what comes next. And if I hear it's as bad as the first one, I do not. But if I hear from anyone else that's slightly different or like a little bit better, I kind of want to see how much better.
I don't think I want to.
But the only author I have here is V.E. Schwab.
Oh, okay.
Actually. And you know what? Well, is Addie LaRue V.E. Schwab or Lee Bardugo?
No, it's Addie LaRue is V.E. Schwab, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, she didn't work out for me, and I'm not really interested because now I'm hearing different opinions about her other books, and especially her new book that people just didn't really vibe with, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil.
I think that's very mixed. I think there's people who do love it also.
Yeah, but the people I kind of like jive with more,
Okay.
they don't seem to like it. And just from hearing about how she does her characters and how she writes, I just don't think she's gonna work out for me. So I'm not gonna continue on with reading her unless someone really like pushes me into reading something of hers. I don't think I'm gonna continue.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question number 9, if you're keeping track at home, is happiest book that you read this year.
Yeah, so I kind of cheated because this was a reread, but I have Goblin Emperor.
Yeah, whatever.
But then I do also have a book I read this year, and it is Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb.
Okay.
It is the.
How is that happy?
Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Listen. If you have read the book, you might know that it is also a very sad book.
But
it is also a very happy book. For the first half of that book, it's Fitz's life just being good.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
The first half of that book, he's having a pretty good time.
And then it goes quickly to shit.
It's so nice to see. It's so fun to see. And then it was also a book that I just had a lot of fun with. There's something that happens in this book that I have not been able to get out of my head.
Okay.
And it is in chapters like 9 to 12 or something like that.
I remember you
there is
talking
something
about it.
really cool that happens. I can tell you after we turn off the cameras if you're interested.
I don't want to hear about it.
But
I don't
it
care
is
about this
it is
series.
super cool. It made me so excited. I thought it was so much fun, and it was just incredible. And yes, it is sad, but there is also happy there, and it is one of the books that made me probably like smile the most this year.
If we have a question in here, I forgot what the
I
question
do. I will say the next question. The next question is the Saddest Book. No, but I have more. I have more.
Okay.
Realm of the Otherlings books.
Are those all your happy books?
Yeah, those are my happy books.
I
don't read. I read a lot of sad books.
Yeah. I have 2 books. I mean, I have more, but like anytime I read Discworld, I've read several Discworld books this year, but I only chose one of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a good time, and I would say because of the time that we're in and everything, Hogfather by Terry Pratchett. It is the penultimate book of the Death sub-series, and it's such a good time. I just love being in Discworld. I love, especially Death, and how he kind of has this very like zest for understanding humanity or wanting to understand humanity, and just his attempts to connect with humans. I love the series, and I love being in Discworld, and I just have a great time. Anytime I need a palate cleanser, which I'm probably gonna have to do after reading Bleak House, I'm gonna jump into Discworld and have a great time. Wonderful. And the other book that makes me happy is Morning Glory Milking Farm by N.C. Nacosta.
I think it's
C.M. Nacosta, whatever it is. I love that book. It is so fucking good. Not good, it's a bad book. It's a terrible book, but I have such a good time with it. It's so fun. It makes me laugh. And the fact that more people should read it. More people should read it because it's so damn funny. I don't understand. It's a bad book, but it's short and it's pitiful.
But you're saying
the jokes that have come out from us having Buddy read that book has just made me happy.
Yeah, see, but what you think is funny isn't about the book.
It is great,
what you think
but
is
it makes me happy.
What you think is funny is like outside of the book.
Yeah, but because of the book, it makes me happy.
Okay.
Looking back at the book, it makes me happy.
Okay.
I had a good time with it. Morning Glory Milking Farm. Get it in your fucking books.
Don't.
The next question, to question number 10, is the saddest book you've read this year.
Yeah, so I alluded this to before, but I have Fool's Quest and Assassin's Fate, which are the books right after Fool's Assassin. These books are just bad times all the way through for Fitzy and the gang.
It's Fitzy and the gang. Stop saying it like that. They're terrible.
Well, there is still some pretty good moments in them, but it is mostly bad times.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of happiness in those. Then I have Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. It was a very sad book.
I didn't.
And I have Stoner by John Williams, which is a very sad book.
It is, very melancholic.
Yeah,
that book.
About a guy who just cannot catch a break.
Poor guy. poor Mr. Stoner.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
I have 3 books. They're all Malazan books. I know there's more books that I've read and that are sad. I just wanted to just highlight more Malazan. And honestly, I didn't want to go through all 170-something books I read. So
read something else.
Memories of Ice.
Christ.
The ending of Memories of Ice was so gut-wrenching. Oh my god, I remember just being sad. There, Reaper's Gale, which is book 7 of Malazan, there is a moment in that book that a character, something really bad happens, and I was both super sad and emotional, and also I'm happy for what happened.
You sound like you're about to cry right now.
Yeah, it was really, really, really good, man. That's probably the one time. The other times got me emotional, maybe I teared up. This one, like, I probably cried when I read it, because it was just... And the last one, The Crippled God, which is book 10 of Malazan. Man, there is a speech that happens towards the end of that book that I constantly go back to just to get those emotional chills again, and it was I can't tell you more about Malazan. That you all should just go ahead and read it. It's so damn good.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bugger and Cornholio are having a very
No,
bad
it's
time.
Bug and Tejo, you asshole. That's number 10. You go read the next 5 questions.
Was that 5?
Yes.
That felt fast. All right. The most frustrating book you've read this year.
Perfect. So we just talked about this author a couple times with the last 2 questions. My frustrating book is Assassin's Quest. And by Robin Hobb.
No, I get the criticism.
The 3rd book of the Farseer trilogy, which is the first trilogy of the Realm of the Elderlings series. Man, I DNF'd Farseer. It was actually the first DNF that I ever did back in the day. And because so many people love it, so many you guys and my friends...
That makes me feel way less bad about my first DNF being A Wise Man's Fear.
I hate you. I went back to read it because so many of my friends read it and they gave me pep talks and gave me like different perspectives of the book. I went back to read it, and thank you for giving me those new perspectives because I found new reasons to hate the fucking book. Yeah, it was super frustrating. The first 50% of the book was very rinse, wash, repeat, and it was just really bad. I didn't enjoy it, and it was just super frustrating. And the fact that everyone says the same things, that they love this series, I'm like, how do you not find this such? And then the ending of the book was just like, how could you say that this is a good ending of the book?
Well, the ending of that book is great.
What are you talking about? The way she ends it, it felt like she didn't know how to end the book, and she just kind of threw shit at the fucking wall.
No.
Like, okay, I'm gonna.
The ending of that book is fantastic. You're absolutely
We're gonna
wrong.
talk about this because I'm gonna like shit all over. I can't abide by this.
You are wrong.
And the other most frustrating book is Chapter House Dune, the 6th book of the Dune series. Man, book bad. I just did not enjoy that book. It was like super bad. I had no connection with any of these characters. All these characters were introduced in Heretics of Dune, and some of the characters were introduced in the Heretics of Dune, and Chapter House Dune was just a bad book. And like, yeah, I do not recommend reading the last 2 books of Dune. If you want to read any of this after Dune, if you're interested in reading, you can read up to the 3rd book. I would say the 4th book is where you should stop, but everything else after that, 5 and 6 were just bad. Chapter House Dune, bad book. What were some I'm frustrating reads.
Well, now I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
Because I have Dragonhaven by Robin Hobb.
Yes, there you are. There you are. Bad series.
The four of the kind of like middle
Why?
books.
Why? Because she can't fucking plot?
No. Dragonhaven has a fine plot. Dragonhaven has really, 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 really annoying characters.
Really annoying characters? And would you say that some of the characters that you like make stupid decisions that don't make fucking sense?
No, because they're not in this one.
Oh, okay.
Well,
really?
some of them are, actually.
Isn't that where the old man like makes a really stupid decision and he even comments? It's a metaphysical fucking thing where he comments on how stupid his decisions are?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The assassin. The main assassin. That trains fish.
No, he's not in this one.
Okay. Oh, he's not? Okay.
Yeah.
Because
No.
I heard that in the later series, he makes a commentary about his own fucking... Like,
listen, I am not going to defend... I will never defend Chade. I hate Chade. There are people I've had arguments with. Chade is stupid.
Yes, they're all stupid.
No, they're not all stupid.
Get on my level.
Chade is. They're not all stupid. But yeah, this book, the Dragonhaven, there's 4 of them, and there really shouldn't have been 4. I don't know why it got...
Are they bigger or are they smaller?
No, they're smaller,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I don't have them up there.
Okay.
I don't know why it got turned into 4. The rest of them are trilogies. I have no idea. I'm sure there was a reason. I don't know why it ended up being 4. But these were really weird. These were coming out in like the early 2010s, I think. Mm-hmm. So I think it was I think the publishers were like pushing for something a little more YA and like with a love triangle for like the Hunger Games and Twilight era stuff.
Okay.
That's my guess. Because there's like a teenage.
You're gonna blame the publishers?
Yeah,
and not just being bad.
I cannot imagine she would have written it this way. But wait,
I could.
I mean, it's possible, but I just can't really see any other reason for it because it's like a teenage love triangle in this book that's really weird, and I never liked it. I don't like any of the characters in it. My least favorite character in the whole series comes back in this one. And yeah, and then I also have, this is a book I actually really liked. Well, I liked Dragonhaven.
Uh-huh.
The books were fine, but they're definitely not the best books in the series.
Okay.
I have a book that I liked is Ficciones by Jorge Luis Borges.
Yeah.
That book is a mindfuck.
Yeah. I would say, I think there's a book, is that something I put in later? Like there's a question later, but yeah. I understand what you mean.
We had really good conversations around it and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I was reading that on my own, I would find it a super frustrating experience.
Yes, I agree.
To try to figure out just what's going on.
It has one of my favorite short stories in there.
Yeah, mine too.
La Muerte y la Brújula, the Death in Compass.
Yeah, I like the Don Quixote one.
Oh, that one's a good one too. Yes.
But yeah, so it's a book I ended up enjoying. But I enjoy that book a lot more because of the conversations we had with that book club about it.
Yeah.
Where if I was just reading this by my own and trying to come up with what was happening, I don't know if I would be able to.
I understand that completely. Awesome. Next question.
Next question is the best book adaptation.
I haven't watched a lot of things this year, but I'll say Shogun. I watched...
Okay. That's a good answer.
I watched that in the beginning of this year, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't read Shogun. I'm going to be reading it soon. It's somewhere up here. I'm not sure where it is, but it's somewhere up here. And I really enjoyed the show, and it makes me want to get into Shogun.
Yeah. I have a few, and the two novel adaptations I actually haven't read the books, but I did enjoy the movies, and that was The Wild Robot.
Oh, yeah.
Which is based off of a children's book.
I just saw Gina Reed's, I think, and she said that the movie is better than the book.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I also have Mickey 17.
Oh, okay.
Which was a movie I really enjoyed. Critically, I don't know how it fell, but I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Haven't read Mickey 7, though.
Yeah.
And then I have, just to put it up there, I have Superman. I really liked the new Superman movie.
Oh, yeah, I heard the new Superman
which
movie.
it's an adaptation,
Yeah.
so I have it counted.
Yeah,
and yeah.
Next question. Favorite book covers?
Stealing.
Sorry.
I'm supposed to say the question.
Next question. Question number 13.
No, you already said it.
No, say it. I'm going to cut it out, you asshole.
Your favorite book covers?
Oh, my favorite book. I just got them today. In the mail, and it is books 4, 5, and 6 of the Malazan Broken Binding editions. Malazan Book of the Fallen. It is House of Chains, Midnight Tides, and the Bone Hunters. Man, those covers are so beautiful. A lot of the broken binding stuff is just fucking great. But
yeah,
those are great.
Literally in my notes, I just have so many broken binding.
Yeah.
My favorite one that I've gotten this year is probably the Shogun one.
Yes, that's really good.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a really great cover.
So good, yes.
And the edges look real cool and
Yes.
nice. Yeah.
I have that on my
Then I also
edges
have
out.
the Illumicrate Farseer books are really, really beautiful.
Garbage.
They have sprayed edges that are super nice, but they also have just like these super awesome covers of Buckkeep,
Bad books.
our boys.
The
Yeah,
only
this one's
the only
really
good
awesome.
book of them all. The only good book. This one. I like this one.
Yeah, I wish they would do more of these.
I
but,
wish I really liked this series, man. I wanna. Yeah. Is there
Yeah,
any art
those
in
are.
this? No.
No, it's just the covers.
I like it.
But yeah, those are. These might be my favorite thing I've gotten this year.
Good. Awesome. You want to do the next question?
Yeah. And then,
Number 14.
so a book you haven't stopped thinking about.
Okay, I kind of mentioned these before, but Memories of Ice, The Crippled God, the Toll the Hounds. Yeah, you can just leave it there. Memories of Ice, Toll the Hounds, and The Crippled God. All Malazan books, books 3, 8, and 10.
Oh my god. Talk about something
I
else.
also have not stopped thinking about Dark Forest. I also read Hyperion this year, and I haven't stopped thinking about Hyperion this
Ew,
year.
gross.
I also have read Stoner this year, and I haven't stopped thinking about Stoner.
That one's pretty good.
Pride and Prejudice 2, Radium Girls. There's just so many books I've read this year that have really stuck. Rebecca. I don't want to put anything too recent. These are all books that I read earlier in this year, so I didn't want to put anything too recent that I read.
I tried not to.
Yeah,
Also.
I know there's gonna be stuff that I've read recently that is gonna be sticking. Like
Like
Confessions.
for me, one of those is probably going to be like the Just City, but I literally just finished that like a week ago.
Yeah. How about you? What are some books that you haven't stopped thinking about?
I have. So I have Fool's Assassin on here again. Just that what I said earlier. There's this chain of chapters towards the middle-ish, beginning-ish of the book that just I love so much and just do not ever stop thinking about.
Yeah.
I have Blood Over Brighthaven. I really liked. I really like that. I think that book gets kind of. I mean, not like a bad rap because a lot of people do really love that book, but I
liked
think
it.
a lot of people focus on kind of superficial things that I didn't really think was the main point of the book.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you with that.
But so there's this conversation in the book about what makes a good person and stuff like that, and kind of like intentions versus actions and stuff, which is something I really like. Slaughterhouse 5
Oh, nice.
is one I really loved, and then Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I keep coming back to that and how that book makes me feel.
I don't care about that book.
Listen, I get
it's
it.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a bad book.
I had a
but
different experience than you,
yeah.
and that's okay. All right, you want to take over the questions now?
You should do one more.
Do I have one more?
You should do one
Okay.
more. Yeah.
And
15.
Unpopular book you love.
Unpopular book that I loved. Morning Glory Milking Farm.
It's not unpopular.
It is super unpopular amongst my friends, and I'm going to choose that one. It is so good. You should all read it. Be a good little cow and read it. What's an unpopular book that you read?
So this one was hard. I feel like I don't read a lot of books that are like people are like, oh, this is bad and stuff.
Same.
I have Red Country just because I really love
yeah.
it. It's my favorite of the first law books
And it
so
is
far.
the least-
And for a
like,
lot of people,
I
it's
like
like their least. It's one of their least favorite.
I
for
like
a
how
lot
you're
of people.
thinking there. I like it. Yeah.
So even though I think a lot of people would say it's a good book,
Yes, it
for a
is.
lot of people, it's like their least favorite or pretty down
But it's your favorite.
or pretty low. Right now, it is my favorite first law book. And then I have a couple books that are just kind of like unknown books.
Okay.
I think so. I have like Radiance. I think it's a pretty unknown book that
So
I really love.
Not unpopular, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I have the Cemeteries of Amalo series, the Thara Kelleher books.
Yeah, oh yes, they're so good.
They're very, very
Thara
good,
is
and I
just-
think it's just they're just unknown. I wouldn't call them unpopular, but they're not very well known.
Yeah, more people should read the sequel series to The Goblin Emperor. Awesome.
Now
So-
you want to take over?
Yeah, so number 16. A book that you thought you would love but didn't. And this is not to say that you hated it, but
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I kind of mentioned this before.
At least for me, I have some stuff that are fine, but
I kind of mentioned this before, but Crime and Punishment immediately comes to mind for me. That's a book I thought I was going to love. I went into it. I don't, for most of the books I read, I don't go into a book being like, oh yeah, I'm going to love this. Crime and Punishment was one of them. And maybe that's part of why I didn't love it so much, was because I went into that with high expectations.
okay.
And then again, talked about this earlier, I have Iron Widow. That book, just so many of the concepts in there seemed right up my alley, and the execution was just not there.
Yeah.
And then I have The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin.
Oh, you read that this year?
I read that this year. Very beloved book.
The first book? Only?
Yeah, just the first one. I only read the first one.
Yeah, I heard the first one is one that everyone loves.
Yeah, and I just didn't. I thought I was going to like it a lot more. I didn't love it. I don't. And I think there's a twist at the end that I think a lot of people really love that I do not like.
Yeesh. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What about you?
So this one that I don't particularly like. I still liked it, but I thought I was gonna like love it. So for me, a love book is a 5-star book. So Empire of the Dawn is one that I thought I was gonna love, just because I really loved the first 2 books, and I thought he was good. I haven't read any other Kristoff before, so I don't know how Nevernight finishes and how he sticks the landing with that. But I thought I was gonna love Empire of the Dawn, and while I do really like it a lot, I still gave it like a 4 stars or something, but it wasn't something that I loved.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Devils by Joel Abercrombie.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think I was going to love that.
Yeah, well,
so.
I thought I was going to love it because I loved First Law, all the First Law pretty much, and it was good. It was good. It was fine for me. I had a good time with it. I quickly had to adjust my expectations for it. And another one that I thought I was really going to love was The Children of Gods and Fighting Men, which is the first book of the Gale Song by Shauna Lawless. I'm currently on book 3 right now, but the first book, I thought this was going to be a series that I was going to like. Like I had it in my wish list to like pick up eventually, and I read the first book, and it was okay. It was okay for me, and I'm enjoying the third book now, but it was just fine for me.
Yeah. Okay.
The next question is question number 17. Book with the most unique concept.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is the one I was talking where you talked about Ficciones.
Yeah, I have Ficciones on this one
Awesome.
Even though, so it's a short story collection, so it's like 17 stories with the most unique concepts I've ever read.
It was a real mindfuck that.
Yeah. Besides that, though, I have again, it might be recency bias, but I have the Just City. I think is super cool.
Nice.
The kind of like making, kind of extending that thought experiment of Plato's Republic, trying to see how that would work. I have Radiance. I think was a super cool concept. Just the way it's written is very metafictional. It's written out because it's a book, but like there's scenes that like it's supposed to be like, oh, you're watching a documentary right now.
Okay.
Oh, you're watching a movie right now. But it's like it's written out. It's a book. But I think it was very neat. And then I also have just to kind of throw it in here. I have Discovery.
Nice. Yeah.
Which I don't want to talk about too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, but
it was
a very
coward.
It had some.
I know stuff.
It had some good unique concepts in it.
Yeah. I won't say it was the most unique for me because again, it really reads like World War Z for me with H.P. Lovecraft. So I can't really say that that's something.
Oh, it was pretty unique for me. I mean, I don't know anything about World War Z. I know very, very little about H.P. Lovecraft.
So I mean,
I had it there.
That's a good one to actually have there. I would like to have that there. But unique concept for me, Hyperion. I know it is.
It's literally. Hang on.
You know what's
you can't have this as unique concept. Literally, the way people pitch it is it's another book.
Yeah, it's Canterbury Tales in Space. But the reason why I'm also going to put it in there is because of the concepts that it has in there are unique. And you know, 2 of these books that I have in here have inspired another series that you brought up earlier in this video, and I'm just gonna put it in there because I think that these are the unique ones, and the other series is taking it from them. Hyperion and Shadow of the Torturer.
All right.
But so Hyperion by Dan Simmons and Shadow of the Torturers by Gene Wolfe. I think both of these have very unique concepts. I know Hyperion's pitched as Canterbury Tales in Space, but I think the concepts within Hyperion were really good.
Okay.
And really, like, I still think about them a lot, and especially how he's able to, like, switch up, some style and everything.
Super unique concepts like Muslims being bad.
Is that in that one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's a big criticism of the book is that, like, he talks about, like, the Muslim revolution being super bad, but the Dolphin revolution is super based and cool.
Oh, but I mean at the end of it, like you're having like it's like There's actually, well, stuff happens. I did not. Okay. Shadow the Torturer, another problematic book.
Sorry, you can cut it. You can cut it if you want to.
No. Yeah, I probably would. Shadow the Torturers is another one that has very unique concepts in there, and it is a book that really, especially the entire series, is just like really mindfucky, and I'm just like, man, it is very, very unique and very, very. I think about that book like it's like Jesus Christ. A couple other books that I have here with unique concepts is Dawn.
Yeah. Okay,
Dawn is very unique. This is the first book that made me feel very awkward and very like, it really tripped me out because I felt like, oh, what would humans do, or like that's really weird imagining humans being treated in this way. And I just like, I was really kind of about it.
Yeah, all right.
And another one is Ficciones. We talked about Ficciones is just like really mindfucky.
Yeah.
So question number 18, a book that you would reread that you've read for the first time this year. Or actually, no, let's just put books that you would reread.
Sure. I mean, a book that I've reread multiple times already.
Yeah,
Emperor.
That's why I'm leaving it there for you.
Yeah. Other books I'd reread, pretty much anything I've read this year by Le Guin, but especially Earthsea.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely go back to and reread.
Yep.
I have Blood Over Brighthaven.
Sure.
I would probably go back to and reread.
Sure.
I really loved it. I know some people don't, but I thought it was a fantastic book.
That's good.
And then I have Fits in the Fool specifically, which is the last trilogy.
Okay.
Just because I loved it so much. That I think it's the best trilogy in the series. Which I mean, like it's got to be because it's like at that point, like I've read 16 books.
I'm happy for you.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm super happy for you. Books that I would reread. Obviously, I've already talked about it a bunch of times. Malazan. I'm currently reading through the wider Malazan books, but I'm gonna go. I still think about.
I'm not happy for you. Get a hobby.
I need more people to read. Every time I just introduced Malazan to a person this morning.
I'm so sorry.
And they're raw dogging it. They had no idea who Steven Erikson was or Malazan, and they're going in
That's
just
not
like,
the way.
Pure, just like they're going into it like without knowing anything, and I had to go in and just be like, hey, by the way, like just so you know, there's some things that just in case you're not okay with it, I need you to understand this. But it's super, it's not like gratuitous. It's not all this stuff. It's for purpose. Whatever. I love Malazan. I probably would reread the Warlord Chronicles. I did not realize how much I liked that series, or how much I was gonna like that series. It was. I will reread that. It's so good. 11/22/63. Definitely gonna reread that. Warlord Chronicles, by the way, Bernard Cornwell, with the first book being The Winter King. 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I definitely want to reread it. Yeah, good book, good,
Okay.
And just.
I haven't read it. I don't think I'd ever read it just because of the sheer size.
Oh man, this is like in the future, like probably in like when I'm gonna be thinking about these books, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I want to go back and reread it.
Okay.
And another one, Count of Monte Cristo, loved it. I want to reread it. I want to never read it in a abridged version. I want to reread it.
Really big one.
I love fat books, fat chunky books. Give me them all. Another book that I would reread is Confessions by and Rebecca. All these books that I just recently like, it's just they're so good, and I want to reread. Lonesome Dove. There's so many books I would reread, and they're all usually fat books. But yeah, I would love to read that.
All right.
Question number 19 is what was your Goodreads 2025 reading goal?
Yeah, so mine was 50, and I blew past it. I read like 80 or 90.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Do you have a reading goal for 2026?
It'll probably just be 50 again because I don't really care about I don't really care about trying to read more every year.
I agree.
I more just put it in there to like have a number there. But yeah, it'll probably be the same. But also next year, we talked about this in another video. I kind of want to slow down a little bit anyways. So 50 is probably a good number.
Yeah.
I'll still probably get past it.
Yeah,
but
same.
it is I want to make an effort to kind of slow down a little bit.
Mine is 100. I've tried doing it lower, and then I just keep on increasing. So I'm going to keep it at 100 right now. I'm most likely going to blow past it. But right now I'm at 170 something. So I've read a lot of books.
All right.
Next question. I'll do the last two questions.
Okay.
Book. So second to last question, guys. Book that you wish you got to. that you haven't?
So again, we talked about this a little bit in another video. I don't really plan that way. I don't have we talked about. I don't have super long TBRs that I keep adding to. I kind of make short ones, knock them out, and then make another short one. So I don't really super plan that way. If I had to say something, it would probably be something like Lord of the Rings. It's just something I wanted to kind of always been in the back of my mind for a while.
Yeah.
That I want to get to, but I think I'm going to be getting to that really soon.
Okay.
So.
Right.
I'll be knocking that out very quickly.
Cool. Books that I haven't gotten to that I want to. House of Leaves is a big one.
Oh, I thought you read that. Okay.
I was going to, and then it just didn't pan out.
Okay.
October was then I swarmed. I read so much horror that was not planned out in October, so I just got into that.
Gotcha.
Hunger Games is another one that I want to get into that I got the books that I was planning on reading it, and then it's going to be pushed off.
Okay.
Perdido Street Station is another one that I haven't gotten to.
Yeah, that's another one that's kind of been in the back of my mind forever.
Yeah. But I wanted to read that around the same time as I read Spirit Cuts Through Water.
Okay.
The last question: what will you prioritize in 2026?
Okay, so I have, I just talked about it. I have Lord of the Rings. I wanted to get to that really quick. Shogun is one I really want to get to.
Same.
And Dandelion Dynasty is one I really want to get to. And then I want to also get to Wheel of Time, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes. All those things are the same thing. Well, not Lord of the Rings, but I will probably reread it next year because it's been a couple of years. But yeah, Wheel of Time I want to get to. Hunger Games I want to get to. Shogun I want to get to. There's a bunch of, I want to continue on with Black Company. Obviously, Malazan I want to continue on with. There's a bunch of different series. A lot of indie books Blood by Salt by J.L. Odom.
Oh yeah, there's
the Murder Lamplight series by Morgan Stang. There's a bunch of different. I want to continue on with the Dark Economics series, Dark Profit series by J. Zachary Pike. Yeah, Orconomics and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stuff in there.
Bunch of indies.
We just finished the end of the year tag.
That was
guys.
a long video.
That was a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes. I want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope you had a great holidays. And
let us know if anything on this list was something you read this year that you agree with
or
disagree
like better? With. I like my answers better. I have better taste.
Of course, we're gonna like our own answers better.
You have garbage taste.
No, I have intellectual taste. You have little baby 14-year-old taste.
I am. I'm a baby. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
really
everybody.
Appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for your support. I know we started off at the end of this year, but again, the support that we got from you guys
I'm
has
excited
been amazing.
to see where we get.
Yeah, I hope to see you in the next year. So have a good one. Bye, everyone.
See ya.